Tonight, before you try to close your eyes, before you tell yourself one more time that you're going to try to sleep, I want you to know something very simple. You are not alone tonight. Take a slow breath and let your shoulders relax. Even if only a little, perhaps today felt heavier than you expected. Perhaps there were worries that followed you from the moment you woke up. Perhaps your thoughts have been racing for hours. Maybe they have been racing for years. Maybe your mind keeps replaying conversations, words you wish you had said, words you wish you could take back, moments you cannot change, decisions you still question. Perhaps you are worried about tomorrow, about your health, about another doctor's appointment, about medications, about pain that seems to linger longer than it used to. Perhaps you wonder what aging will bring. Perhaps you wonder how many good years remain, and maybe that thought feels frightening. Maybe finances have become a burden that never seems to leave your mind. Bills, unexpected expenses, retirement savings that do not stretch as far as you hope, prices that continue to rise, questions about the future that seem impossible to answer. Perhaps you carry concerns for someone you love, a son, a daughter, a grandchild, someone who is struggling, someone who feels distant, someone you wish you could protect, someone you pray for every day. And even though you try to stay strong, your heart feels tired, very tired. Perhaps the house feels quieter now, quieter than it once did. Maybe there was a time when laughter filled these rooms. Maybe there was a voice you used to hear every evening, a voice you still miss, a person whose absence still aches in ways words cannot explain. Grief can stay with us for a very long time. Sometimes grief visits quietly. Sometimes it arrives unexpectedly, through a photograph, a familiar song, an empty chair, a memory that suddenly returns, and even after years have passed, the heart still remembers. Perhaps sleep has become harder. Perhaps nighttime feels longer. The moment your head touches the pillow, your mind begins to wander. What if something happens? What if I cannot handle tomorrow? What if things never get better? What if I am alone? What if no one understands? If those thoughts sound familiar, I want you to hear this very gently tonight. God understands what no one else sees. God sees every hidden tear, every silent worry, every burden you have carried without telling anyone, every moment you smiled while hiding pain inside. And He has not forgotten you, not for a single moment. Take another slow breath. Inhale gently, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. You do not have to solve tomorrow tonight. You do not have to carry every burden tonight. You do not have to figure out every answer tonight. Rest now, just for this moment. Allow yourself permission to stop striving, to stop fixing, to stop holding everything together. You have been strong for a very long time. You have carried responsibilities. You have carried losses. You have carried disappointments. You have carried fears. And perhaps no one truly knows how heavy those burdens have become. But God knows. The Lord is near tonight, closer than you realize, closer than your worries, closer than your fears, closer than your loneliness. He is beside you in this room, beside you in the silence, beside you in the darkness, beside you in the uncertainty. And for the next hour, you do not have to walk through this night alone. Someone will stay beside you. Someone understands. Someone cares. God is here. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in hands far stronger than your own. And whatever burden you have been carrying in silence, whatever fear has kept you awake, whatever pain has settled deep inside your heart, you do not have to carry this anymore. Tonight, before you close your eyes, give God the burden you have been carrying. Place it gently into His hands. The fear, sadness, the grief, the uncertainty, the exhaustion, the anxiety, give it to Him. He can hold what feels too heavy for you, because tonight is not about finding every answer. Tonight is about resting. Tonight is about breathing. Tonight is about allowing peace to enter your heart again. And tonight, perhaps for the first time in a long while, You can simply hear these words and believe them. You are not alone tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten you. You are safe. You are loved. And tonight, you can begin to rest. As you continue resting here tonight, breathing slowly, allowing your heart to become a little quieter, I want you to remember something that anxiety often makes us forget. God understands your pain, not from a distance, not as an observer, but as one who knows the human heart completely. God sees every hidden tear, even the tears that never fall, the tears that stay behind tired eyes, the tears you wipe away before anyone notices, the tears you hide because you do not want to burden others. God sees them. He sees the sorrow you carry. He sees the fear you rarely speak about. He sees the exhaustion that comes from pretending everything is fine. He notices what others miss. People may only see your smile. They may see your strength. They may tell you how well you seem to be handling life. But God sees beneath the surface. He understands what no one else sees. He understands the nights when sleep refuses to come. The nights when your mind races through every possibility, every worry, every regret, every unanswered question. He understands the quiet ache of loneliness, the feeling of missing someone who once made life feel fuller, the emptiness that lingers after loss, the silence that can sometimes feel overwhelming. God understands exhausted hearts. He understands what it means to feel weary, not only physically weary, but emotionally weary, spiritually weary, mentally weary, kind of weariness that settles deep inside and whispers, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. Maybe that is where you are tonight. Maybe you are simply tired of carrying responsibilities, tired of worry, tired of waiting, tired of being strong, tired of holding yourself together. If that is you, there is no shame in admitting it. There is no shame in feeling overwhelmed. There is no shame in needing comfort. You do not need to pretend to be strong tonight. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to convince anyone that you are okay. You can simply be honest. You can simply rest, because God never asked you to carry everything. He only asked you to come with your fears. Come with your questions. Come with your grief. Come with your uncertainty. Come with your tired heart. He already knows what hurts. He already knows what keeps you awake. He already knows what you're afraid of. Nothing about your struggle surprises him. Nothing about your pain makes him turn away. Listen to these words from Psalm 3:4-1-8. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Take a slow breath. Allow those words to settle gently over your heart. The Lord is close, not someday, not after everything gets better, not after you become stronger, not after you stop worrying. He is close tonight, right now, in this moment, close to the brokenhearted, close to those who feel forgotten, close to those who carry silent pain, close to those who feel weary, close to those who are afraid. Perhaps you have spent years taking care of everyone else. Perhaps you have carried the needs of your family. Perhaps you have been the one others depend upon. And maybe tonight you feel as though no one is carrying you. But God is, even now, even when you cannot feel it, even when anxiety tells you otherwise. Isaiah 4:1-10 offers another beautiful promise. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Notice those words. I am with you. God is not saying you will never experience difficult seasons. He is not saying life will always be easy. He is saying you do not face those seasons alone. You are not alone tonight. Even in the quiet hours, even in the darkness, even in uncertainty, the Lord is near tonight. And perhaps you have wondered something very deeply. Does anyone truly understand what I feel? Does anyone understand how heavy this has become? Does anyone know how tired I really am? The answer is yes. God understands. Hebrews 4:1-5 reminds us that He understands weakness. He understands suffering. He understands sorrow. He understands fear. He understands loss. He understands waiting. He understands tears. God understands what no one else sees. And because He understands, you do not have to hide your heart. You do not have to carry your burden in silence anymore. Matthew 1:1-8 gives us one of the most comforting invitations in all of Scripture. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Rest, not pressure, not demands, not expectations. Rest. Perhaps that is what your heart has been longing for. Not more answers, not more responsibilities, not more worrying. Simply rest. A place where you can stop striving. A place where you can stop pretending. A place where you can lay down your fears. A place where you can breathe deeply again. Take another slow breath. Inhale gently and exhale slowly. Imagine setting down everything you've been carrying, not forever, just for tonight. Place it in God's hands. The worry about tomorrow, the concern about finances, the fear about health, the sadness over someone you miss, the uncertainty about the future, place it all there. You do not have to carry this anymore. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten you. And tonight, perhaps there is one question worth asking yourself very gently. What burden have you been carrying that no one else knows about? You do not need to say it aloud. You do not need to explain it. God already knows. He already understands. And He is inviting you to rest. Rest now. Breathe slowly. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone tonight. As we rest together tonight, I want you to know that many burdens are carried quietly. They are invisible to the world. People cannot see them. Neighbors do not notice them. Friends may never hear about them. Even family members may not fully understand. But God sees every hidden tear. He understands what no one else sees. And perhaps tonight, for the first time in a long while, you can allow yourself to admit how heavy some of these burdens have become. Take a slow breath. You have carried enough for today. You are safe. You are loved. You do not have to carry this anymore. Perhaps one of the hidden burdens you carry is the fear of becoming dependent. For much of your life, you have been the strong one, the provider, the helper, the caregiver, the person others relied upon. You solved problems. You paid bills. You protected people. You made sacrifices. You held families together. And now perhaps you wonder what will happen if one day you cannot do everything you once did. Perhaps you wonder who will help you, who will stay, who will remember, who will care, and that thought can feel frightening. Perhaps there is concern about illness. Maybe there are symptoms you try not to think about. Maybe there are appointments on the calendar that weigh heavily on your mind. Perhaps there are aches that remind you life is changing. Maybe your body does not feel the way it once did. And sometimes those changes bring uncertainty. Sometimes they bring fear. Sometimes they bring questions that seem impossible to answer. What if things get worse? What if I lose my independence? What if I become a burden? Those fears are real, and God understands them completely. Perhaps tonight you carry regret. Regret over decisions made years ago. Regret over opportunities missed. Words spoken in anger. Words never spoken at all. Relationships that changed. Dreams that never unfolded the way you imagined. Maybe you still replay moments in your mind, wondering what might have happened if you had chosen differently. Wondering whether you could have prevented certain losses. Wondering if you somehow failed. But dear friend, your entire story is known by God. Every chapter, every joy, every mistake, every disappointment, every heartbreak, and His love for you has never changed. Not once. Perhaps financial worries sit heavily on your heart tonight. Retirement can look very different than expected. Perhaps you planned carefully, saved faithfully, worked for decades, yet life became more expensive. Unexpected events happened. Medical bills arrived. Inflation changed everything. And now there are questions. Will I have enough? What happens if something goes wrong? How long can I manage? These worries can become exhausting. They can follow you through the day, and they often become louder at night. When the house is quiet, when distractions disappear, when the mind has space to wander, Perhaps you are carrying concern for your children. Even grown children remain in a parent's heart. You may worry about choices they are making, struggles they are facing, marriages that seem fragile, financial problems they cannot solve, grandchildren growing up in a difficult world. Perhaps you pray for them every day. Perhaps you wish you could fix everything. Perhaps you wish you could protect them from pain. But some burdens were never meant to stay in your hands. Some burdens belong in God's hands. Perhaps tonight, there are relationships that remain broken, estranged family members, misunderstandings, silence that has lasted too long, phone calls that never came, apologies that were never spoken. Maybe your heart still hopes for healing. Maybe your heart still longs for reconciliation. And perhaps that longing hurts more than anyone realizes. God sees that pain. God understands what no one else sees. Perhaps loneliness has become one of your greatest burdens. Retirement changes life in ways many people never expect. Schedules disappear. Daily routines change. People move away. Friends pass on. Communities become smaller. And suddenly the days feel longer. The evenings feel quieter. The weekends feel different. Perhaps there was once constant activity, work to accomplish, people to help, conversations to enjoy. Now there may be silence, long stretches of silence, and silence can sometimes feel very heavy. Perhaps you miss someone deeply tonight. A husband, a wife, a parent, a sibling, a dear friend, someone whose absence changed everything. Someone whose voice you still remember clearly. Someone you still expect to see walking through the door. Grief has a way of staying with us, even after many years. Love does not simply disappear, and neither do memories. Perhaps you are carrying caregiver exhaustion. Maybe you spent years taking care of someone you loved, watching them struggle, supporting them through illness, helping them through difficult seasons, giving your energy, giving your time, giving your heart, and now you are tired, deeply tired. Maybe no one noticed how much you gave. Maybe no one thanked you, but God noticed every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every act of love, every tear, every prayer. God saw it all. Perhaps there are unanswered prayers that weigh upon your heart, prayers you have whispered for years, prayers for healing, prayers for family, prayers for provision, prayers for peace, prayers that seem unanswered. And perhaps you have wondered quietly, God, do you still hear me? Do you still see me? Have you forgotten me? Tonight, hear this gently. God has not forgotten you, not for one moment, not during the waiting, not during the grieving, not during the uncertainty, not during the sleepless nights. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. The Lord is near tonight, and maybe you are simply tired of carrying everyone else's worries, tired of trying to remain strong, tired of pretending you are okay when inside you feel overwhelmed. Are you tired of carrying burdens no one else knows about? Are you tired of trying to solve problems that are beyond your control? Do you miss someone tonight? Do you feel alone? Have you wondered whether anyone truly understands? If your heart answers yes to any of those questions, know this: God understands. He understands the burden you carry. He understands the grief. He understands the fear. He understands the weariness. He understands the loneliness. He understands the uncertainty. He understands what no one else sees. Take another slow breath. Allow your heart to become still. You do not need to hold tightly to these burdens tonight. You do not need to keep carrying them by yourself. For the next few moments, imagine placing every hidden burden at God's feet. The fear, the regret, the loneliness, the sadness, the worry, the uncertainty, the financial concerns, the family struggles, the unanswered prayers. Lay them down gently. On Abel, you do not have to carry this anymore. God is here. God is listening. God is holding what feels too heavy for you. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone tonight. And together, we will place every hidden burden into God's loving hands. As this night grows quieter, perhaps your breathing has slowed a little. Perhaps your shoulders feel lighter. Perhaps your heart is beginning to believe that it does not have to carry everything anymore. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. Tonight, we are going to rest in promises that have comforted weary hearts for generations. Not promises that life will always be easy, not promises that there will never be pain, but promises that remind us that we never walk through pain alone. Promises that remind us that God is near tonight. Promises that tell us we are safe. Promises that help anxious hearts finally rest. Listen softly to these words from Psalm 4:8. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Take a slow breath. Read those words again in your heart. In peace I will lie down and sleep. Oh, not in fear, not in panic, not in endless worry, not in exhaustion. In peace. Perhaps you have spent many nights lying awake, watching the hours pass, listening to the silence, feeling your mind moving from one concern to another, one fear to another, one unanswered question to another. But tonight, God offers something beautiful, peace. Not because every problem is solved, not because every answer has appeared, but because His presence remains. You are safe. Even now, you are loved. Even now, God watches over you tonight. You do not have to remain alert for every possible danger. You do not have to carry tomorrow. God is awake. You can rest. Take another slow breath. Allow your heart to hear these words as though they were spoken personally to you. You can lie down in peace. You can sleep in peace, because the Lord is near tonight. Now listen to the words found in Philippians chapter 4. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And then comes this beautiful promise, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. Notice what Scripture says. It does not say that peace arrives only after everything improves. It does not say peace comes after every circumstance changes. It says God's peace can guard your heart right now, tonight, even in uncertainty, even while waiting, even while grieving, even while carrying unanswered questions. God's peace is unlike anything this world offers. It is deeper, stronger, gentler. It reaches places inside us that words cannot touch. Perhaps you have been searching for certainty, searching for control, searching for answers. But tonight, God offers peace instead, a peace that says, you do not have to understand everything. God understands. You do not have to predict tomorrow. God already holds tomorrow. You do not have to carry every burden. God carries what is too heavy for your heart. Take a slow breath. Rest now. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees, and His peace is available to you tonight. Listen now to the words Jesus spoke in John chapter 14. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. And then He says something so comforting. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Perhaps your heart has felt troubled for a long time. Perhaps fear has become familiar. Fear about health, fear about finances, fear about aging, fear about loved ones, fear about what lies ahead. But Jesus speaks gently into anxious hearts. Do not be afraid. Not because your fears are imaginary, not because your concerns are unimportant, but because you are not facing them alone. God walks beside you. The Lord is near tonight. He remains beside you in every uncertain season. He remains beside you in every lonely room. He remains beside you during sleepless nights. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are deeply loved. Take another slow breath. Imagine setting down your worries for a moment, just for tonight. Allow your mind to rest. Allow your heart to loosen its grip. Allow yourself to believe that someone stronger than you is holding your future. Isaiah chapter 26 gives us another beautiful promise. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Perfect peace. What a beautiful phrase. not temporary calm, not a brief distraction, but peace that remains, peace that stays, peace that steadies anxious hearts. Perhaps you have been trying to hold yourself together for so long, trying to stay strong, trying to solve everything, trying to carry everyone. But tonight God invites you to stop striving, to stop fighting for control, to simply trust. Trust that He sees, trust that He knows, trust that He cares, trust that He is already present in tomorrow. You do not have to arrive there tonight. Tomorrow belongs to God. Tonight belongs to rest. Take a slow breath. Rest now. Psalm 121 reminds us of something deeply comforting. He who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep. God is awake tonight. While you rest, He watches. While you sleep, He remains attentive. While your mind becomes quiet, His care never ceases. Perhaps that is exactly what your weary heart needs to hear. You do not have to stay awake protecting everyone. You do not have to stay awake solving problems. You do not have to remain alert for every possibility. God is watching over your home. God is watching over your family. God is watching over your future. God is watching over your heart. You are safe. Take another slow breath. Matthew chapter 6 reminds us gently, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Those words are not spoken with harshness. They are spoken with compassion, as though God is saying, my child, you have carried enough today. You have worried enough today. You have struggled enough today. You have been strong enough today. Let tomorrow remain in my hands. Tonight, simply rest, simply breathe, simply be held. You do not have to carry this anymore. And then we hear these comforting words from 1 Peter chapter 5. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. All your anxiety, not part of it, not only the small worries, all of it, your fears, your sadness, your loneliness, your grief, your regrets, your uncertainty, your exhaustion. God is not annoyed by your worries. He welcomes them. He invites them. He carries them because He cares for you deeply, tenderly, completely. Psalm 23 reminds us, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. A shepherd stays close. A shepherd protects. A shepherd guides. A shepherd watches through the night. And tonight, God is your shepherd, leading you beside quiet waters, leading you toward rest, leading you toward peace, leading you toward sleep. Take one more slow breath. Inhale gently, exhale slowly, and allow these promises to settle into your heart. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten you. The Lord is near tonight. You do not have to carry this anymore. You are safe. You are loved. God is holding tomorrow. And tonight, you can rest. As we continue into this quiet hour together, perhaps you can feel your breathing becoming slower. Perhaps your heart feels just a little less burdened. Perhaps for the first time today, you feel permission to stop carrying everything. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. Tonight, this is a prayer for anxious hearts, a prayer for racing thoughts, a prayer for weary minds, a prayer for those who have spent too many nights lying awake, wondering what tomorrow may bring. If that is where you are tonight, know this: God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. You are not alone tonight, and you do not have to carry this anymore. Let's pray together. Father, tonight my thoughts are heavy. My mind refuses to slow down. I have replayed conversations. I have imagined outcomes. I have worried about things that may never happen. I have carried fears I cannot solve, and I confess that I am tired, very tired. Tired of overthinking, tired of trying to predict tomorrow, tired of searching for certainty, tired of carrying responsibilities that feel bigger than I am. Lord, you know every anxious thought before I ever speak it. You know every fear hidden deep inside my heart. You know the worries I share with others, and you know the worries I keep entirely to myself. You know the concerns about my health, the concerns about my family, the concerns about finances, the concerns about aging, the concerns about the future. You know, the questions that wake me during the night. What if things become harder? What if I lose what I depend on? What if I cannot handle what is ahead? What if I have to walk through difficult seasons alone? Father, tonight, I bring all of these fears before you, not because I have all the answers, not because I suddenly understand everything, but because you invite me to come. You invite me to bring every burden, every worry, every fear, every uncertainty. You invite me to rest, and tonight, I choose to come. Take a slow breath, breathe in slowly, and exhale gently. Father, my mind often runs ahead of me. I think about problems that have not happened. I prepare for battles that may never come. I imagine worst-case scenarios. I hold tightly to things beyond my control, and in doing so, I become exhausted. Teach me to trust you. Teach me to remember that tomorrow belongs to you. Teach me to release what I cannot control. Teach me to stop carrying burdens you never intended for me to carry. Calm my thoughts, quiet my mind, slow the racing inside me. Replace panic with peace. Replace fear with trust. Replace uncertainty with confidence in your care. Lord, sometimes anxiety feels overwhelming. Sometimes it feels like waves crashing over me. One concern becomes another. One worry leads to another. One fear opens the door to many more fears. And before I realize it, my heart is weary, my body is tense, my mind is exhausted. But tonight, I remember that your peace is greater than my anxiety. Your presence is stronger than my fear. Your love is deeper than my uncertainty. You remain steady when my emotions feel unsteady. You remain faithful when I feel afraid. You remain close when I feel alone. The Lord is near tonight. Take another slow breath. Allow your shoulders to soften. Rest now. Father, I surrender my worries about tomorrow. I surrender my financial concerns. I surrender my fears about retirement. I surrender my worries about paying bills. I surrender my concerns about inflation. I surrender the uncertainty surrounding my future. I surrender my fears about growing older. I surrender my worries about becoming dependent. I surrender concerns about medical appointments. I surrender test results. I surrender unanswered questions. I surrender every unknown path ahead. Lord, I surrender concerns about my loved ones, those I cannot protect, those I cannot change, those I cannot control, those I pray for every day. Watch over them, guide them, protect them, comfort them, hold them close, and remind me that I do not have to carry everyone else's burdens. You are already carrying them. Father, forgive me for believing that everything depends on me. Forgive me for trying to control what belongs in your hands. Forgive me for carrying burdens long after you invited me to lay them down. Teach me to trust again. Teach me to rest again. Teach me to sleep again. Remind me that I do not have to understand everything. Remind me that you already know what tomorrow holds. Remind me that you are already present in places I have not yet reached. Remind me that you are already working in situations I cannot see. Take a slow breath, breathe in gently, and breathe out slowly. Father, tonight my heart is weary. Sometimes I smile while hiding pain. Sometimes I tell others I am fine, when inside I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I carry silent worries, because I do not want to burden anyone else. But you already know, you already see, you already understand. God understands what no one else sees. And because you understand, I no longer have to pretend. I can be honest. I can be vulnerable. I can admit that I am afraid. I can admit that I am tired. I can admit that I need help. And you welcome me with kindness, not disappointment, not frustration, but compassion, tender compassion. Father, quiet the voices of fear. Quiet the voice that tells me I must carry everything alone. Quiet the voice that says I will never find peace. Quiet the voice that tells me I must always stay strong. Tonight I choose to listen instead to your voice. The voice that says, you are loved, you are safe, you are seen, you are cared for, you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not alone tonight. Take another slow breath. Rest now, Father. Help me release control. Help me let go of what I cannot fix. Help me trust what I cannot understand. Help me believe that you are bigger than every problem I face. Tonight I surrender what I cannot fix. I surrender what I cannot change. I surrender what I cannot predict. I surrender what I cannot carry anymore. I place it into your loving hands, my fears, my worries, my sleepless nights, my uncertainty, my exhaustion, my sadness, my anxiety, Yeshua Nidal, and in exchange, I receive your peace, your comfort, your presence, your protection, your assurance, your love. Thank you for staying beside me tonight. Thank you for seeing every hidden tear. Thank you for understanding what no one else sees. Thank you for never leaving. Thank you for never forgetting me. Thank you for carrying what is too heavy for my heart. And tonight, as I rest, remind me again and again that tomorrow is safely in your hand. I do not have to carry it. I can rest. I can breathe. I can be still because you are here, you are near, and I am safe. Amen. Take one more slow breath. Inhale gently. Exhale slowly. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. The Lord is near tonight. You do not have to carry this anymore. Rest now. You are loved. You are safe. And tomorrow belongs to God. As this quiet evening continues, perhaps the room around you feels still, perhaps the house feels peaceful, or perhaps it feels empty, perhaps the silence feels comforting, or perhaps the silence feels heavy. Take a slow breath, inhale gently, and exhale slowly. Tonight, this prayer is for those moments when loneliness seems louder than anything else, for the moments when familiar voices are missing, for the moments when memories return unexpectedly, for the moments when the heart longs for companionship, for the moments when you wonder if anyone truly sees how difficult some days have become. If that is where you are tonight, know this: God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. You are not alone tonight. The Lord is near tonight, and He remains beside you. Even in the quietest hours, let's pray together. Lord, sometimes the silence feels overwhelming. Sometimes the quiet inside these walls reminds me of what has changed. Sometimes I miss hearing familiar voices. Sometimes I miss conversations that once filled my days. Sometimes I miss the sound of laughter. Sometimes I miss sharing meals. Sometimes I miss simply knowing that someone was nearby. And there are nights when that absence feels very deep. Lord, you know every person I miss. You know every memory I cherish. You know every name that still brings tears to my eyes. You know every goodbye that changed my life. You know every loss that reshaped my heart. You know every moment when loneliness quietly settles over me. And tonight, I bring that loneliness to you. Take a slow breath. Rest now. Father, perhaps there was once a spouse beside me, someone who shared everyday moments, someone who understood me without words, someone whose presence made ordinary days feel meaningful. And now there is an empty chair, an empty side of the bed, an empty place at the table, an absence that is felt every day. Sometimes grief arrives suddenly, sometimes it appears through a photograph, a familiar scent, a favorite song, a memory that unexpectedly returns. And even after years have passed, love remains. The heart still remembers. The heart still misses. The heart still longs. Lord, comfort every widow tonight. Comfort every widower tonight. Comfort every person carrying grief quietly. Comfort every person who feels forgotten. Comfort every person who wonders if life will ever feel full again. Wrap them in your peace. Surround them with your presence. Remind them that they are deeply loved. Father, there are people listening tonight who live alone, people who wake up alone, eat meals alone, watch the days pass quietly, People whose children live far away, people who rarely hear the phone ring, people who wish they could hug someone they love, people who miss being needed, people who miss being noticed, people who sometimes feel invisible. Lord, remind them tonight that they are never unseen, they are never forgotten, they are never abandoned. You sit beside them, you walk beside them, you remain with them, even when the room is quiet, even when the house feels empty, even when no one else is nearby. The Lord is near tonight. Take another slow breath, inhale slowly, and exhale gently. Father, there are nights when loneliness becomes exhausting, nights when people smile during the day, but cry quietly in the evening, nights when people tell others they are doing fine, yet inside they feel deeply isolated, nights when people wonder, does anyone truly understand? Does anyone know how difficult this has become? Does anyone care? Lord, you understand. You understand what no one else sees. You understand silent tears. You understand hidden sadness. You understand long evenings. You understand quiet homes. You understand weary hearts. And you remain present, always present, even in the darkness, even in the waiting, even in the silence. Lord, help me remember that being alone is not the same as being abandoned. Help me remember that your presence fills spaces that people cannot fill. Help me remember that you have never left me, not during my happiest seasons, not during my hardest seasons, not during my losses, not during my sleepless nights, not during my tears. You have remained faithful. You have remained near, and you remain near tonight. Your word reminds us in Deuteronomy chapter 31, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you, nor forsake you. Take a slow breath, hear those words again. He will never leave you, never. Not when grief feels overwhelming, not when life changes unexpectedly, not when friends move away, not when loved ones pass on, not when your home becomes quieter, not when your heart feels weary, never. Joshua chapter 1 tells us, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, into new seasons, into uncertain seasons, into aging, into retirement, into healing, into loneliness, into tomorrow. He goes with you. You do not walk alone. Take another slow breath. Rest now. Psalm 139 reminds us beautifully that there is nowhere we can go beyond God's presence. Even in the night, even in the darkness, even in places where we feel unseen, God remains near. God remains attentive. God remains loving. God remains present. Father, tonight I release my loneliness into your hands. I release my sadness. I release my longing. I release the ache of missing someone. I release the fear that I may always feel this way. I release the feeling of being forgotten. And I choose to believe that I am deeply loved. I choose to believe that you sit beside me tonight. I choose to believe that you remain close. I choose to believe that I am never abandoned, even in silence, even in darkness, even when my heart feels fragile. You remain, you stay, you comfort, you hold, you understand. God understands what no one else sees. Take a slow breath. Breathe in gently and breathe out slowly. Imagine God sitting beside you now, not rushing you, not asking you to pretend, not asking you to be strong, simply remaining with you, quietly, tenderly, lovingly, as a companion through the night. And perhaps for the first time in a long while, allow yourself to rest in this truth. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. The Lord is near tonight, and even in the quiet hours, His presence remains. Rest now. You do not have to carry this anymore. Amen. As this peaceful night continues, perhaps your body is beginning to relax. Perhaps your breathing has slowed. Perhaps your heart feels a little less heavy. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently. Hold it for a moment and exhale slowly. Night. This prayer is for healing. Healing for tired bodies, healing for weary minds, healing for hearts carrying grief, healing for fears that have settled deep inside, healing for those who are waiting for answers, healing for those who have endured pain for far too long. If that is where you are tonight, know this: God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. The Lord is near tonight, and you are not alone. Let's pray together. Lord, tonight I bring before you every weary body, every aching joint, every tired muscle, every trembling hand, every weakened heart, every person who has grown tired from carrying pain day after day. You know what it feels like to wake up already exhausted. You know what it feels like to face another day, wondering how much strength remains. You know the frustration that comes when the body no longer responds as it once did. You know the disappointment of limitations. You know the sadness that sometimes comes with aging. You know the fears that arrive with every new symptom. You know the uncertainty surrounding every appointment, every examination, every diagnosis, every unanswered question. Father, some who are listening tonight live with chronic pain, pain that others cannot see, pain that follows them into every room, pain that steals energy, pain that steals sleep, pain that steals peace. And sometimes they smile through it. Sometimes they say they are fine. Sometimes they try not to complain, but you know the truth. You see every hidden struggle. You hear every silent sigh. You understand every moment of exhaustion. God understands what no one else sees. Lord, touch every weary body tonight. Comfort aching joints. Ease discomfort. Bring relief where there is pain. Bring rest where there is exhaustion. Bring comfort where there is suffering. Bring strength where there is weakness. Bring calm where there is fear. Bring peace where there is uncertainty. Father, there are people listening tonight who are waiting for medical answers, waiting for test results, waiting for phone calls, waiting for treatments, waiting for news they are afraid to hear, waiting for healing that seems delayed. And waiting can feel so difficult. Waiting can create anxiety. Waiting can steal sleep. Waiting can make the mind imagine frightening possibilities. But Lord, tonight we ask you to bring peace into the waiting. Peace that quiets anxious thoughts. Peace that steadies trembling hearts. Peace that reminds us that we are held even when answers have not yet arrived. Take a slow breath. Rest now, Father. Some are grieving the loss of strength they once had. They remember days when movement felt easier, days when energy came naturally, days when they did not think about limitation, and now they feel frustrated, discouraged, afraid. Perhaps they wonder what lies ahead. Perhaps they fear becoming dependent. Perhaps they fear losing independence. Perhaps they fear being a burden to others. Lord, speak gently to these hearts tonight. Remind them that their value has never depended on productivity. Their worth has never depended on physical ability. Their dignity has never diminished. They remain deeply loved. They remain precious. They remain seen. They remain cherished. Nothing about aging changes the love you have for them. Nothing about weakness makes them less valuable. Nothing about illness causes you to step away. Lord is near tonight. Closer than pain, closer than fear, closer than uncertainty. Father, bring peace to hospital rooms tonight. Bring comfort to nursing homes tonight. Bring hope to those recovering from surgery. Bring strength to caregivers. Bring rest to family members sitting beside loved ones. Bring encouragement to those who feel discouraged. Bring courage to those who are afraid. Bring tenderness to hearts that have grown weary. Lord, there are some listening tonight who carry emotional wounds, wounds that no doctor can see, wounds caused by betrayal, wounds caused by rejection, wounds caused by disappointment, wounds caused by grief, wounds caused by loneliness, wounds caused by years of silently carrying pain. Father, heal these hidden places. Heal memories that still hurt. Heal words that still echo. Heal disappointments that still linger. Heal regrets that remain heavy. Heal fears that refuse to leave. Heal sadness that seems permanent. Heal hearts that have become tired from hoping. Bring comfort where there is sorrow. Bring peace where there is unrest. Bring gentleness where there has been pain. Bring light into places that have felt dark for too long. Take another slow breath, breathe in slowly, and exhale gently. Father, there are people listening tonight who are caring for others. Caregivers who have given everything they have. Caregivers who wake up tired. Caregivers who go to sleep exhausted. Caregivers who often feel unseen. Caregivers who continue loving even when they feel depleted. Lord, strengthen them, refresh them, renew them, comfort them, remind them that you see every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every difficult moment, every act of compassion, every prayer whispered in exhaustion. You see it all, and you have not forgotten them. Father, sometimes healing does not come in the way we expect. Sometimes circumstances remain difficult. Sometimes pain remains longer than we hoped. But even then, your presence heals. Your presence comforts. Your presence restores courage. Your presence renews hope. Your presence reminds us that we are never abandoned. Even in weakness, even in uncertainty, even in suffering, you remain with us. And because you remain, we can continue forward one day at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. Lord, heal our minds, heal our fears, heal our grief, heal our memories, heal our anxiety, heal our loneliness. Heal the places inside us that have carried pain for many years. Restore joy, restore peace, restore hope, restore courage, restore trust. Restore quietness to weary hearts. Take a slow breath. Rest now. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten you. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. The Lord is near tonight. And even if circumstances remain difficult, His presence is enough to carry you through this night. May healing settle gently over your heart. May peace settle over your mind. May comfort surround your home. May hope return to your spirit. And may you remember that you do not have to carry this anymore. For tonight, simply rest, simply breathe, simply allow yourself to be loved. Amen. As this peaceful night continues, perhaps your heart feels a little calmer. Now, perhaps your breathing is slower. Perhaps the weight you've been carrying feels slightly lighter. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. Tonight, this moment is about release, not striving, not fixing, not solving, simply releasing, simply surrendering, simply allowing yourself to stop carrying what was never meant to remain in your hands. For so long, you have been strong. You have carried responsibilities. You have carried disappointments. You have carried losses. You have carried worries. You have carried fears. You have carried burdens that others never knew existed, and perhaps you have become so accustomed to carrying them that you no longer remember what it feels like to set them down. But tonight, you do not have to hold on to them. Tonight, you are invited to release them. Take another slow breath. Imagine for a moment that you are sitting beside God. There is no pressure, no expectations, no hurry. Only peace, only safety, only love. Imagine His hands open before you, steady, strong, gentle, loving, hands capable of holding everything that feels too heavy for your heart. And one by one, begin placing your burdens into His hands. Start with your finances, the worries about bills, the concerns about savings, the fears about the future, the uncertainty about what lies ahead. Place them gently into His hands. You do not have to carry them tonight. God is carrying this now. Take a slow breath. Now place your children into His hands, your grandchildren, those you love deeply, those you pray for constantly, those whose struggles keep you awake, those whose choices concern you, those you wish you could protect from pain. Place them into God's hands. He loves them even more than you do. He sees what you cannot see. He is working in ways you cannot yet understand. God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it. Take another slow breath. Now place your health concerns into His hands. The appointments, the diagnoses, the fears, the unanswered questions, the physical discomfort, the fatigue, the uncertainty. Place it all into God's loving care. He sees every hidden tear. He understands what no one else sees. And tonight, He is carrying this. Take another slow breath. Now bring your grief, the person you miss, the voice you long to hear again, the memories that still make your eyes fill with tears, the empty spaces that remain in your life, the loneliness that sometimes feels overwhelming. Place your grief into God's hands. He understands loss. He understands longing. He understands sorrow. He understands the ache of missing someone deeply loved. God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it tonight. Take another slow breath. Bring your fears, fear of aging, fear of becoming dependent, fear of losing independence, fear of illness, fear of uncertainty, fear of being forgotten, fear of walking through difficult seasons alone, fear of tomorrow, fear of what you cannot control. Place every fear gently into His hands. There is no burden too large, no concern too small, no worry too insignificant. God welcomes them all. God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it. Take a slow breath. Imagine yourself loosening your grip. Imagine your hands opening. Imagine your shoulders becoming lighter. Imagine your heart becoming quieter. Imagine the burden slowly leaving your chest. Imagine peace beginning to settle over you. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. God is holding tomorrow. You can rest. Take another slow breath and quietly repeat these words within your heart. God is carrying this now. I do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. I can rest. God is watching over me. I am safe. God is carrying this now. I do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. I can rest. God is watching over me. I am safe. Again, slowly, gently, allow these words to become a comfort to your heart. God is carrying this now. I do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. I can rest. God is watching over me. I am safe. Take another slow breath. Inhale slowly and exhale gently. Tonight, there is no need to rehearse every problem. There is no need to prepare for every possible out. There is no need to solve what belongs in God's hands. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. You have struggled enough. You have stayed strong for a very long time. Tonight, you can stop. Tonight, you can rest. Tonight, you can trust. Trust that God already stands in tomorrow. Trust that He already sees what lies ahead. Trust that He already knows what concerns you. Trust that He has not forgotten you. Trust that His love remains constant. Trust that His presence remains near. The Lord is near tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. And because He understands, you can release what has weighed heavily upon your heart, one burden at a time, one fear at a time, one memory at a time, one concern at a time. Lay it down. Leave it there. You do not have to pick it back up tonight. Not tonight. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for breathing. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for safety. Tonight is for rest. Take one more slow breath. Breathe in gently and breathe out slowly. God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. You can rest. God is watching over you. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone tonight. Rest now and allow peace to settle softly over your heart. Now the night has grown quieter. There is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to solve. Nothing else you need to carry. This is your moment to rest. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently. Hold it for a moment and exhale slowly. Allow your body to relax. Allow your thoughts to become quieter. Allow your heart to receive peace. Tonight, we will speak gentle affirmations together. There is no need to rush. There is no pressure. Simply listen. Simply breathe. Simply rest. And if these words feel difficult to believe tonight, that is okay. Just allow them to settle softly into your heart, little by little, moment by moment, breath by breath. Take another slow breath and quietly receive these truths. I am safe tonight. God is near. God watches over me. I release control. I release fear. I release anxiety. I release regret. I release the need to understand everything. I release the need to carry tomorrow. God is holding tomorrow. I can rest. Take a slow breath. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten me. I am deeply loved. I am precious in God's sight. I am not abandoned. I am not invisible. I am not forgotten. The Lord is near tonight. I do not walk alone. God walks beside me. God sits beside me. God remains with me, even in the quiet hours, even in uncertainty, even in seasons of loss, even in moments of weakness. I am not alone tonight. Take another slow breath. Breathe in gently and breathe out slowly. My home is under God's protection. My family is under God's care. My future is in God's hands. My fears are in God's hands. My grief is in God's hands. My worries are in God's hands. My health is in God's hand. My loved ones are in God's hands. God is carrying what is too heavy for me. I do not have to carry it anymore. Take another slow breath. I do not need to understand everything. God understands. I do not need to predict tomorrow. God already knows tomorrow. I do not need to solve every problem. God is already present in every tomorrow I have not yet seen. I can rest. I can trust. I can breathe. I can let go. I can sleep peacefully because God is awake. Take a slow breath. Rest now. I release anxiety. I release tension. I release worry. I release sadness. I release uncertainty. I release exhaustion. I release fear. I release burdens that have followed me for many years. I lay them down tonight. I leave them in God's loving hands. I do not need to pick them back up. Not tonight. Tonight belongs to peace. Tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to healing. Tonight belongs to surrender. Tonight belongs to God. Take another slow breath. God is near. God is faithful. God is gentle. God is patient. God is loving. God is watching over me. God is watching over my home. God is watching over my family. God is watching over my future. Nothing surprises him. Nothing overwhelms him. Nothing is beyond his care. I am safe tonight. Take another slow breath. Breathe in slowly and exhale gently. I am held. I am protected. I am cared for. I am remembered. I am valued. I am comforted. I am surrounded by God's presence. Even now, even here, even tonight, the Lord is near tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten me. I do not have to carry this anymore. Take another slow breath. I choose peace. I choose trust. I choose surrender. I choose rest. I choose to place tomorrow in God's hands. I choose to believe that I am safe. I choose to believe that I am loved. I choose to believe that God remains close. I choose to believe that His peace is enough for tonight. Take another slow breath and receive these words gently. I am safe tonight. God is near. God watches over me. I release control. I release fear. I release anxiety. I release regret. My home is under God's protection. My future is in God's hands. I do not need to understand everything. God understands. I do not walk alone. I am held. I am protected. I am at peace. Tonight, I can rest. Tonight, I can sleep. God is awake. I can close my eyes. God is carrying this now. I do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. I can rest. God is watching over me. I am safe. Take one final slow breath for this moment. Inhale gently. Exhale slowly. Allow your breathing to become calm. Allow your mind to become quiet. Allow your heart to become still. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. You are not alone tonight. And now, let peace settle softly over your heart as you prepare to rest deeply in the presence of God's love. If you are still listening tonight, if your eyes are beginning to feel heavy, if your breathing has become slower, if your heart feels even a little lighter than it did an hour ago, then simply remain here for a few more moments. There is nowhere else you need to go, nothing else you need to do, nothing else you need to solve tonight. Take a slow breath. Inhale gently. Hold it for a moment and exhale slowly. You made it through another day. And perhaps that day was not easy. Perhaps it asked more from you than you wanted to give. Perhaps you smiled when you felt like crying. Perhaps you stayed strong when you felt weak. Perhaps you encouraged others while carrying burdens no one ever saw. Perhaps you worried. Perhaps you grieved. Perhaps you felt lonely. Perhaps you wondered if anyone truly understood how difficult some moments have become. But tonight, know this: God understands. God understands what no one else sees. God sees every hidden tear. He saw your courage. He saw your effort. He saw your exhaustion. He saw your silent prayers. He saw the moments when you felt afraid. He saw the moments when anxiety tried to overwhelm your heart. He saw the moments when grief returned unexpectedly. He saw the moments when loneliness felt heavy. He saw the moments when you wondered how much longer you could keep carrying everything. And through every moment, He stayed. He remained near. He never left. He never abandoned you. He never forgot you. Take another slow breath. Rest now. You carried many things today. You carried responsibilities. You carried memories. You carried concerns for people you love. You carried fears about the future. You carried unanswered questions. You carried pain. You carried uncertainty. You carried burdens that very few people know about. And perhaps you have carried them for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to set them down. But tonight, you no longer carry those burdens alone. God is watching over your home. God is watching over your family. God is watching over your future. God is watching over the people you love. God is watching over your health. God is watching over your heart. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing overwhelms Him. Nothing is beyond His reach. Nothing is too difficult for Him. Nothing has escaped His attention. Take another slow breath. Breathe in slowly and breathe out gently. Allow peace to settle over your heart. Allow your thoughts to become quieter. Allow your mind to loosen its grip on tomorrow. You do not need to prepare for tomorrow tonight. You do not need to solve tomorrow tonight. You do not need to understand tomorrow tonight. Tomorrow is safely in His hands. And tonight is for rest. Tonight is for comfort. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for sleep. The Lord is near tonight. You are safe. You are loved. You are protected. You are held. You are seen. You are remembered. You are cared for. You are never abandoned. Take a slow breath. Imagine God's loving presence surrounding your home. Imagine His peace filling every room. Imagine His comfort settling gently upon your heart. Imagine His kindness quieting every anxious thought. Imagine His love covering every fear. Imagine His peace becoming like a soft blanket around your soul. You do not have to carry this anymore. God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. You can rest. God is watching over you. You are safe. Perhaps tonight there are still unanswered questions. Perhaps there are still concerns. Perhaps there are still circumstances you wish were different. Perhaps there are still prayers you continue waiting to see answered. But tonight, you do not have to have certainty. You only need to rest. You only need to breathe. You only need to remember that you are deeply loved. God understands what no one else sees, and He remains close, very close, closer than fear, closer than anxiety, closer than grief, closer than loneliness, closer than uncertainty, closer than the worries that have followed you into this night. Take another slow breath, and as your eyes grow heavier, as your thoughts become quieter, as your heart settles into peace, receive these words one final time. You are safe tonight. God is near. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what no one else sees. God has not forgotten you. You do not walk alone. You do not carry your burdens alone. You do not face tomorrow alone. The Lord is near tonight. Rest now. Rest deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep without fear. Sleep knowing that God watches over your home. Sleep knowing that God watches over your family. Sleep knowing that God watches over your future. Sleep knowing that God watches over your heart. And if worries try to return during the night, simply breathe, take a slow breath, And remember, God is carrying this now. You do not have to carry it. God is holding tomorrow. You can rest. God is watching over you. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. You are not alone tonight. Sleep peacefully, knowing God watches over you tonight. Tomorrow is safely in His hands. Rest now. You are deeply loved. Amen.